right. Yeah. The intro. You know what? I've been talking for like 23 minutes and I forgot to click the second go live button. And I'm like, why is everybody texting me and asking me if I'm okay? I've been talking to people in chat. I am sorry. What just happened there? And I'm like, what is going on? Why are you people all asking me if I'm okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm okay. I'm like, is there something on my face? And then I look up in the corner, it says go live. There's two on my streaming service. You hit go live and then you hit go live again. And I thought I did that, but maybe I missed it and just closed it out. And I thought I was live this whole time. You know, I may start drinking. Probably not. Let's do it all over again. I am sorry for being late. I'm coming up. I think, you know what? I go for a couple months, like 100 miles an hour, and then it's time for a vacation. I think I need a little bit of time off. We'll see. Yeah, it's a grandma. I get away with that stuff right now. Now, because I'm a Grammy, that's a grandma moment. Let's do it all over again. I hope you're all still with me. I saw you all commenting in there. I was talking to Super Dave about CERN. I mean, and then Annette, my friend Annette, texts me and she's like, "Are you okay over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why? Do I have something on my face?" Whatever. Let's do it. Where was I? Okay. Did you ever have a day that's like never ending? You ever have that? It's like you look at the clock and it's not time to eat or sleep yet. That's where I'm at. All right, let's do it. So anyway, Gentel RV update. So has some Gentel confirms lately, and it's been pretty awesome. Raise your hand if you think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so yesterday I get out here. We had massive Gentel confirms on the last Gentel. Okay. And then I put out the Gentel yesterday. It was yesterday. And where was it? It was on the Sudani. Remember I came out here and in the Gentel I said, Jesus, I was writing down what Jesus said, and he said, slight delay in the RV, but plans to proceed still underway. In the next few days, an announcement came early. Will come, and I saw an Iraqi man. I couldn't figure out who it was, and I looked at Jesus. He's like, Sudani. I'm like, huh? This can't be just Sudani. Okay, I'll write it down. An announcement will come from Sudani. And we were like, well, I thought he was arrested. But what do we know? This is an interesting character here, this Sudani guy. And that announcement will launch a parade of events. This will have a worldwide impact. This series of events will lead or involve the RV. Jesus said it'll lead to the RV. Teams are in place for the transition. Then today, somebody shared in chat, former Iraqi Prime Minister and head of Reconstruction and Development Coalition, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, on Tuesday reaffirmed the coalition's support for the government's agenda and reform program, including its anti-corruption campaign, while emphasizing its backing for judicial measures and its firm opposition to any misuse of public funds. Didn't we just get news that they were all arrested for misuse of public funds? So what's going on with Sudani? I mean, who is this guy really? A nonce? It's interesting, isn't it? So there's a Gentel confirm already on that. We have a Gentel confirm on borders closed. Where the hell was that? Where the hell was that? I'm losing it. All right. Baghdad is closed by order of Al-Zadi. The airport's flights are not flying. Gentel confirm. President Trump signs executive orders. Gentel confirm. What was this? More information on more arrests. Gentel confirm. Now, people seem to think engine, a big one, turned off. People seem to think that was CERN. Europe's largest or landmark particle accelerator shut down for major upgrade. And then someone asked in chat here, I think it was Super Dave. And then I said, hi, Super Dave. And then I was talking to myself because it wasn't live. And then I was talking to Gina. I wonder if Marcy was in there. I mean, like, major screw up there. Now I can't find your comment, Super Dave. It's probably way up here. Anyway, he was talking about, has anybody been affected, like feeling drained? Because if you could comment again, Super Dave, that'd be cool. About the difference between when the accelerator was on and when they turned it off. And I'm like, that's interesting, because we were wondering. It's in the frickin' Gentel, right? Energetic shifts are affecting daily lives and attitudes of people worldwide. Also, the enemy is losing. They send out energetic shock waves to trigger trickster spirits, demonic attachments, to attack. So like just do sonar, like evil sonar that goes out. Stand strong in your faith. Arrests continue globally. Gentel confirm on that. Things are not what they seem, well, obviously, because Sudani, things are not what they seem. Just got that. All right. That's a good Gentel confirm on Sudani. That was like the for whom the bell tolls one. That was awesome. That was awesome. God, I'm sorry about being late. I hate being late. All right. What else did we have? The thing that we had wasn't. Oh, executive order. Engine was turned off. Jesus said he is in control, so that's either God or Trump or both. Gentel confirmed on border closed. We have not seen military patrols the skies yet. Nothing to see here, but teams working around the clock. I think that's happening right now. Nothing to confirm that. Sometimes maybe we won't get confirms. Train stops, plane grounded. We didn't get that confirmed. But worldwide ignition, that's what we're waiting for. Oh, Scott 1484 says Sudani's brother was arrested. Oh, thank you, Scott. You're so helpful, Scott 1484 mod. You are so helpful. He just sent me Super Dave's comment. Did anyone else get impacted when CERN was on before they turned it off last week? I swear it zapped all my energy. I have heard that from people. I really have. Possible. A particle accelerator, I'm really not sure what CERN does. If you guys would like to enlighten me on that, that'd be great. Um, yeah. The Gentile confirms are coming in fast. Um, something's coming. All right, so now okay, so the update for today is bonds and other tiers are moving. I'm still hearing words and expectations about that, people getting notified, things like that. Although it could trigger at any moment. I saw in readings today a couple people had appointments for next week for 4B. So, but I still have this strong sense that it could happen any moment, and I do think it's going to be a surprise for 4B, possibly Iraq with a rate. We don't know how they're going to do this. Okay. Notifications. It would be logical to assume that if it did happen at any time in the next few days, because tomorrow is Wednesday, that they probably would send out notifications. We could call and make our appointment. They know everybody's all over the place for 4th of July weekend. I don't expect you to be home with your currency and or rush home from wherever it is. It'd probably just be a phone call, and then they would start the appointments on Monday. That's what I think. As of now, and if everything goes well. Okay? We're still good. They're still arresting people around the globe. Things are not what they seem, apparently. And that's all I have for today. Let's talk about some things, okay? Can't believe I did that. I feel like such an idiot. You're sitting there talking to yourself on the screen and you're not even live. Not even recording. The hell? Okay. So I told you guys, if I was going to go out and teach people how to consciously create, I'm going to have to do the work myself, walk through all the steps as the apostles and Jesus and the team teaches me along the way, and do the work myself. I have been. It's been amazing. It really has. Well, it was hard in the beginning, the emotional work and the traumas and getting rid of all that and staying, raising the vibration and on and on. But now when you're starting to apply it, it's really interesting. So I've got all these exercises, and I've been doing them. Once you learn them, when you come across a situation, you start to fall back into old cycles, you'll pull up in one of the exercises and start doing it again. So one of the things I do on a regular basis, like when I'm playing in the house or, not working. Well, I guess that's work. So I'm always working. Is I will listen to sometimes readings on YouTube, other people, very few people, because I just really have to feel like their energy is, they're communicating with the divine. So there's this lady Molly over there, and I forget her last name right now, but I'm probably going to have her on the show at some point. She does card readings, and she's kind of eclectic with her, like a lot of people are with their spirituality, but she is always talking to the Most High God, and I love that. So anyway, when I listen to her sometimes, the other day she was talking about money being the root of all evil, and she was saying how it was not, and I really agreed with her on that. So that became a topic for me that I wanted to do a show on, and here we are. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is a tool. It is a thing. People a long time ago used to barter It didn't need money. Okay, well, I have these vegetables and you have a chicken. I will give you these vegetables for your chicken. And then the world grew and the population grew, and you couldn't get enough things. And sometimes if people don't need a chicken, then you can't get the vegetables or whatever. So they came up with the money system, mostly because they figured out that they could control the ruling powers could control humanity with some kind of money system. So they decided, okay, well, we've got a lot of this gold here. We've plastered it all over everything. We got a lot of gold, it seems to be pretty sturdy, shiny. People like it. Lots of uses there. Let's make some little discs and put my face on it and call it money. And you require people have to do things to get the money. Okay. Who knows how that really started? But today, whoever has the most money has the most power. And that is what the dark side has done to use time and time again to control humanity. It's not the money itself that corrupts. It's the dark influence that corrupts. And because people think money is so valuable, because governments have kept the subjects, the people, dependent on it and desperate for it and have hoarded it so much and made it so hard to get that people will do desperate things to have it. So if there's something that you really want and you believe that you're in a state of lack and you don't have it, the little devil on your shoulder, let's say, without saying demonic attachments and all that, which is actually true, but little angel, little devil on your shoulder. It's been in cartoons my whole life. They've used that so many times, but it's true. They will get into your mind and make you greedy. Those with have a lot of power, their attachments, their devil on their shoulder will say, well, you need people to do your work for you so that you don't have to do your work. So and you're going to need some special people. So let's promise them this. They're probably not going to like you because of your beliefs and your true intentions. So let's promise them a whole bunch of this stuff if they do exactly what they're told. And that's where it starts. So the greatest transfer of wealth is supposed to take it from those individuals who have done that all these years and put it in the hands, and enough of it, to people who want to do good things in the world, who aren't Satanists, who are good-hearted and would like to do humanitarian projects and would like to give. Those who have lived a life and seen the suffering of others and cared and suffered themselves and have empathy for people. They're listening to the angel on the shoulder, not the devil. But when you acquire that amount of money, and one of the reasons why I've been walking you through all of these exercises and my sneaky, underhanded, ulterior motive is to make sure that when you receive that money, you kick that little devil off your shoulder and you do not listen. The thing that evil will do, it will get into your head and it will convince you that you are now better than others. That others do not deserve a piece of your pie. To fall into dark behaviors like control, especially people who, I've seen it from people who were never properly loved, now that I have money, I can get someone to love me. Or I can get that shiny, I can buy myself a shiny, Barbie doll. And everybody will think I'm great now. We don't want to think that way. I mean, if you want a younger woman or you want that's just fine, but we don't think that way. That's the dark side. To buy someone, well, she'll want me because I have money. And then you go and find someone that would want you because you have money. And then you're surprised when she's a gold digger. And you expect her to love you. And she's like, well, I act like I love you. And then someday, we'll play the part for money. And what kind of person is that? And then you expect her to be this sweet little loving homemaker and everything else and be your little wonderful toy that you play with. It makes you look great and everybody thinks you're great because you got you bought this lovely Barbie doll. And someday she divorces you and takes half your money. Well, how could she have ever done that to me? I have given her everything. Dude, you bought her in the first place. What did you think was going to happen? You went and got somebody that wanted you for your money. That's not real love. Okay? The karmas cancel each other out. Because along the way, you treated her like a prize that you owned. Let's say you did. Let's say you treated her like a prize. You controlled her. You demeaned her. You called her a gold digger. You did everything you could. Probably to keep her with you. Your behavior was bad because you thought you were better than everybody and she was beneath you, but you own her now. But you expected her to love you. Truly. And does that happen? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It doesn't mean everybody that gets with an older man who has money is not in love with them and is a gold digger. But what were you looking for? You were looking for something that makes you look great. Flashy cars, residences, your intentions were to buy her. If I only had enough money, I could get, this woman that is 40 years younger than me or whatever. Did you ever think about what she's looking at? What you're offering her? How did you treat her? Did you... And that she was going to lose you 40 years early? And so would the children? No. All you thought about is how it made you look and what a fun toy this is going to be to play with. And so you bought a nice little Barbie doll. And there you go. Was she a dirty gold digger? Probably. Probably, but the two karmas cancel each other out. Okay? You're playing with fire there. If you're looking for real love and want to truly be loved, then you need to be just accepting of another person as you ask them to be of you, of your faults, of your quirks, whether you have money or not. That's real. Okay? But money itself is just a thing. It's your intention. And a lot of people are convinced that, well, I gave her everything. I gave her money. I gave her this. I did this and that for her. I bought this and I bought that and everything. But, did she cry herself to sleep most nights because you treated her like a little piece of crap? That's, and did she in her mind think, well, someday I'm going to leave him and take everything he's got? You're hating each other. You're controlling each other. You're using each other. You got exactly what she asked for. Okay? We have to take a look at our intentions and the way we think about money. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a nice house, a lot of things, a lot of money. If you like cars, have cars. If you want to have 10 cars, have 10 cars. But don't look down on someone who has one car. Don't get 10 cars because it makes you look like a big shot. Get 10 cars because you love cars. Find a mate because you love that person, and you will be loved. Why do you love that person? Because they make you look great? Or because you love them and you want to give to them and you want to hold them and you want to, you want to be their best friend, that you really care about their feelings, things like that, like real people stuff. Okay? We've done so much work, we don't want to fall into these pitfalls when the devil on your shoulder starts talking to you. Oh. Well, now you can go back to everybody that you know that has ever wronged you and rub it in their face. And hope that they suffer because of it. We don't ever hope for somebody's downfall. We don't ever hope for someone suffering. That is listening to the little devil on your shoulder. Well, I guess he's over here. Little devil on your shoulder. We don't do that. Do we have to be perfect in all our intentions and thoughts? No. But you know what's right and wrong. We need to pay attention to it so that we don't become corrupted too. There's a reason why this transfer of wealth is happening and going to the hands of the people that it will. Do they all have good intentions? No. Some people are exactly how I said. Well, then I'm going to get a shiny sports car and I'm going to be a big shot and I'm going to go around and tell everybody to F you and then that, look at I'm a great person now and you're a piece of whatever. Haven't learned a damn thing. We do not disrespect a divine inheritance that has been handed to us. It is absolutely okay for you to enjoy it too. And to live in the kind of abundance that you have always dreamed of. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor. We so rarely do. We're always worried about getting more fruits because something else is coming along, that we don't enjoy the fruits of our labor. We suffer and beat ourselves up for spending any kind of money at all. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that because there's probably some bill coming someday that I need to pay. Well, whose money is it anyway? It's yours. So, money is not the root of all evil. Dark influence and intention is. What are your true intentions? It's really easy. I've never understood I told you so. It never made sense to me. They can already see that what they said wouldn't happen happened. I told you so. You've already redeemed yourself. You've already won. Why do you need to boast about it? That is dark. It feels dark. To turn around, yeah, they probably caused you suffering. But you don't have to do that in return. They already know. There's nothing you have to do. I mean, that is causing and inflicting suffering on others on purpose. That's what we don't want to do. Yes, we hurt people's feelings when we get upset and we don't really mean it and, or it may be unintentionally, things like that. But on purpose, it's not okay. You know better. You made the choice anyway to hurt, to harm, and some things that you say will never go away. No, Donald Trump is not Jesus Christ. Who the hell has said that? No, he's not. There's only one Jesus Christ. Um, Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and we should respect that soul for his contribution to humanity and not assume he is someone else. Okay? Um, so when you receive this money, understand that it is your divine heritage. You don't have to run yourself into the ground to come up with some big humanitarian project and then constantly give to everybody you see just so that you don't feel guilty about having the money. Listen, a divine inheritance is generational wealth, and you don't know if the only part that you had in it was to get it and to provide for the generations that come after you. You did the job. It could be your great 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 grandchild who goes out and does something amazing or creates something or invents something or writes something. Um, if you don't feel particularly drawn to do something for a humanitarian project, you shouldn't. You should give along the way when you feel called to do so. But do not look down on others because they don't have as much as you do now. Do not demean others um, because you are now a big shot. Do not try to own others with your money or control others with your money. Um, because those are pitfalls that you can fall into to lower your vibration and to become corrupted. Um, and we don't want that to happen again. Okay? Enjoy yourself. Be proud of yourself for what you have achieved, accomplished, believed in. You made it all the way to the finish line. I grew up in a house, teenage years, early teenage years on, with a stepfather who controlled everybody with his money. I do believe my mother truly loved him. And he wasn't an old man. They were about the same age, less than a year apart. But he grew up very poor with I don't know how many brothers and sisters they have. What was it, John? Like 7 brothers and sisters in this little house. And he told me a story one time. He said, and I don't know if it's true. He wasn't bad every moment of the day. There were times when he was fun and we laughed and it was a good time. But when he got triggered, when he felt like he didn't have you under his thumb, he would control you with money. You better put up with my abuse because I'm not going to help you if something happens. We're young, and especially when we were out on our own and in college, and it was rough times. If the car broke down, we couldn't afford to pay for it. Stuff like that. But he told me that when he grew up real poor, that they rented a refrigerator and it came full of food. And then they ate all the food and didn't pay the bill, and they came back and took the refrigerator. It's probably not true. I don't know if it's true or not. He would tell lots of stories. But he vowed that he was never going to be poor again. And once that happened, he got a taste of power. And the geeky little poor kid, the brainy geeky little poor kid, decided that now I have power over people. And um something's going on in the hallway. Anyway, when Katie gets home, the dog attacks her and she's like, "Get off me, get off." Hang on a second. All right. Be quiet, kid. All right. So anyway, he decided that he was never going to be poor again. And so he started a manufacturing company. And his brother and his sister did too, and they had their business, and everybody, those three were rich. But controlled everybody around him. And if anything happened that he didn't like, he learned that he could act any way he wanted to. And especially right before a holiday or a birthday or when he knew somebody needed him, he'd laugh about it. Like, I have control over you. And if he felt like anybody was slipping out of his control, there was this carrot that would come around. And if you really slipped out of his control, then he was going to downmouth you and demonize you to everyone. And the story was ridiculous. We don't want to do that. We don't have to do that. Because the kind of love and affection that comes, or loyalty that comes from that kind of control, is not real. It's not true love. It's not true devotion. It's not true care. It's fake because somebody has you under their thumb and you are needy. Okay? That kind of behavior is not okay. It's narcissistic. And it will corrupt you. And you will get darker and darker and darker. And you will find yourself alone. Because sooner or later, people will make their own money or get tired of your shit. And they won't put up with it anymore. It's not worth it. During the situation that was going on with my husband in the beginning, I didn't attend my mother's birthday lunch. I told Mom, I've got something serious going on at home. I don't know what's going on here. I can't come to the birthday. I can't answer the questions. Family's so critical. And I said, I'll meet up with you for lunch this next week privately. She said, okay, honey, that's fine. My stepfather didn't like that. I was very disobedient. He had planned a lunch and you should attend. And that escalated out of control. He sent, it was not only me, it was my sister, it was, never mind the people in the family that work for him. They're owned for life, but he decided, so we had a blow up, and because he was texting my children these just terrible text messages. Katie comes in bawling, Grandpa said this about me and that. Just so he'll demean you down and insult you and everything until he gets what he wants, and expects you to come crawling back and kiss the ring. And I'm like, no. Me and my girls aren't doing that anymore. No. I'll make my own damn money. I don't care. You're not going to do that to my babies. And I told him, I said, you better fix things with Katie right now. Or I'm going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. That came out when I was mad. And my dad used to say that. Basically, I'm going to show Mom all the text messages that you sent Katie. He turned around And so then, there were a couple things, and then I finally just said nope, because he was drunk. I told him he was drunk and an idiot. Well, stepped over the line. Now he turned around, disowned my children. He had stepped in after their father died when they were 4 and 7, and kind of was the father figure that took them out every weekend, and he was kind of like the father figure in their life. Disowned them. Turned around, and I've always hidden what I do from them because they're so critical. Turned around, found out what I do, did some digging, told everyone that I was a witch. And so this was like, I think this was like mid 22. And after they had taken like 4 or 5 COVID vaccinations, his drinking was a daily thing, and it had gotten really bad up there on the mountain in this mansion. They never left the mountain, and it was just drinking all day long, taking COVID vaccinations whenever they did leave. He turned around and got like these kidney issues, okay, after years of abuse on his body. Turned around and told the family that I was an evil witch down here, casting spells in like a bucket, trying to kill him. No, seriously, like kill him. Banned me from the property. No, I'm trying to kill him, is what he told the rest of the family. And banned me from the property and my girls. Yeah, Marcy, I remember. He would always, because when I was younger, he wanted me to work for him. I did twice. Once he sent me in to fix a failing business. I was successful in that. Then he wanted me to work at the manufacturing company and do inside sales for the Santee plant. I did that. I was successful in that. Then when I had children, I went off and stayed home with him for a little bit. He would always come with some kind of offer. Hey, what if I bought this business? Do you think you can run it? Well, yeah, I could freaking run it. But it was like he was always going to pay you nothing and wants you to do everything. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to be controlled like that anymore. No. And so then he's always had a problem with me because I have remained independent. Then we completely got banned from the family because I told him off. I actually had dared to stand up to him. And he told everybody I was a witch, and I've been trying to kill him and almost succeeded. But he's okay now. And I'm like, well, actually, the truth is, I do healings on my family every time, once a week. And I have included you in every healing ever since. And it's pretty remarkable that you're still alive and you're still okay. So you're welcome. So money and darkness and evil has corrupted that man so much over the years that he recently turned on my brother for standing up for himself as well. And I'm like, you know what? No. Don't even worry about it. You don't need to put up with that. That is unacceptable behavior. Because it's such a sick feeling when somebody like that wants, when you need something, like you're afraid, like, okay, well, what if something really bad happened to me? Like when we were young, and I what would I do? Like, what if something really expensive happened and I needed help? Well, you better do just everything he says and put up with all the abuse, or there will be no help for you. And I'm like, you know what? You can F off. And first of all, and now my he's making this 80th birthday trying to pull all the children back in for my mother. July 17th. So I ignored his emails. The kids ignored his text messages. And then he sends my mom to call me, and I can hear him in the background. Okay. Are you going to come? Are you going to come? Because I guess it's at a restaurant, and you have to tell them how many people and stuff. And my mom's like, are you going to come to my birthday? And I'm thinking, I'm strong enough now. I'll walk in that place and look everybody dead in the eye, not say a damn word, smile at everybody, not be bothered at all. At all. I will own the event. But my girls are not that mature yet, and I don't want you upsetting my girls. And I told my mom straight out. They invited us to Christmas, and we were shunned, and we weren't looked at, and we weren't talked to. It's like, so I have lived and seen and felt and suffered from how the corruption of evil in your mind will use money to control others. Okay? Do not be that person when this happens for you. I don't think any of you will, but you're going to feel it. Evil will try to use it to pull you back into old cycles or maybe even new ones. Okay? Um, um, not everybody's strong enough to resist, and not everybody does well enough to break away from that. You know? But I did. Um, by the grace of God and with his help. And I'm glad I did. It's been such a relief, man. I mean, it's a hard thing when you're young and somebody's being really insulting to you and laughing in your face. And you got two kids and you're like, I can't say anything or I'm going to be all on my own. And what if something bad happens? It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. And I can only imagine that would be the feeling that like a wife or a husband or somebody that married for money and somebody became controlling and felt they owned them would feel. I have to take this abuse because I put myself in a position where I don't have any way out. That's not loving. You're not doing anything for him or her. You're owning them. That's not okay. Um, so I would never marry someone for money. I'm okay with people that have money, as long as they don't try to own me and control me and insult me and abuse me and all of that. Or my children. I mean, if they're a nice person, yeah, I don't care. That's cool. Awesome. Good job. But I'd never marry somebody for money. Um, and the told you so's are not okay either. Now, I told you so's. Mr. Rich Guy, with his probably double M. My brother and I are going to be probably billionaires. Okay. And another reason my stepfather had resentments for me is because I never gave up on my dad. And I wouldn't. My dad was an alcoholic. He got recovered. I understood about that. And he got clean. And I got my best friend for like 25, 27 years after that. And my stepdad would, anytime like a plan went awry or it wasn't exactly on time, like 6 p.m. sharp, he and my side of the family, my mom, my brother, me, was like, well, that's okay. We can, let's pivot. Let's do this. Oh, well, it sounds like Porter Planning to me, which is my dad's name. It's my maiden name, Porter. Sounds like Porter Planning, and he'd laugh. Now, when this happens, do you know how much I want to go up there and say, oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's what you call Porter Planning right there. Because my brother's last name is Porter, too. I want to do that so bad, but I'm not gonna because I don't have to. I don't have to say a damn thing. And neither do you. Oh, the people that told you were crazy, All the liberals that told you were wrong and delusional and rebels or whatever. You don't have to say a damn thing when this stuff happens. They already know. Um, I'm going to give money to everyone else in the family except you because you didn't, until you apologize to me. That's control. You don't have to give money to anybody that wasn't nice to you. You don't want to. They don't deserve it. But don't do that. Because that part of it is like, okay, just like the stepfather would come and kiss the ring and admit that you were wrong about everything because you didn't take all my insults and my abuse. And that's a horrible feeling. Don't do that to anybody. So me and my brother right now, we're like, you know what? Screw it, man. I got enough for both of us, buddy. Anything goes wrong, I'm here for you. He's like, anything goes wrong, just move right into my house. I'm like, okay. You know, we don't even care. We don't even care. We know that this is coming. We know that we're going to be okay. I'm fine. I've got plenty of everything. We're good over here. You know? But I want you to be, I'm saying this because I'm not saying that you're going to do this. I'm just saying that the influence will come. The opportunities will come to say, I told you so, to control those other people, to own other people, to use that money to control humanity. And that is exactly what we've been fighting against from the beginning. Okay? Okay. Let's do the readings. Did I forget anything? I don't know. It's like 6:46 now, and I'm getting tired, and I haven't eaten. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I ate a little bit earlier today. I forget to eat. I do. Trouble. Okay. You can start with your Rumble rants. I'm going to start with the monthly supporters. You might get a reading if you're a monthly supporter. Today, we're going to give away another 15-minute private phone rapid fire reading. Why? Because I love it. This is fun. It's easy. It's not a big deal. I'm making them before and after hours. I'm not losing money on it. It's making people happy, and I love it. We're doing that. So we'll give another one away tonight to a monthly supporter. So you can become a monthly supporter while I'm live. You cannot on a replay. You got to do it when I'm live. I can't tell you how to do it because I can't do it for myself on my own channel. It won't let me. So I think Gina knows how to do it. Okay, start with your Rumble rants. $10 minimum, please. I'm going to do some from the monthly supporters, and then when it's time to pick, you're going to need to comment in chat so I can pick one of you because I'm going to scroll and point. Okay, remember the 811 yesterday? That was awesome. I've been thinking about that ever since. That was awesome. So I saw 811, and I just happened to look at the live chat numbers, which I never do because they're not usually accurate. And it said 811. And I'm like, God, there's that number again. It's like, I'm haunted by this number. It's like really good angel number signs or some kind of sign, okay? And then, so I saw that, and then I scrolled to pick it, and I picked somebody, and then the last numbers on her screen name was 811, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even make that up. That was awesome. All right. Oh, thank you, Dark Poet. You gifted a subscription to Fallawsophy. Somebody got it. Okay. Oh, okay. So I see how that works now. Somebody does it. Somebody else picks it up. I think that's 1 month. Somebody gifted a subscription. Thank you. Ah, monthly supporter. Thank you. Okay. All right. SB McFall. Hey, Jen, it's Stacy. We love you for all you do. Thank you. Will our daughter Elise ever get back with her old boyfriend Grant? Okay. I think he's done. Yeah, I think he's done. AZ Fam Doc. Hi, Jen. How will my meeting go tomorrow? Well, but not as well as expected. Jumper cables. Hey Jen, Vicky W here. Do you see my trip to Texas going smooth with my flights? Thank you for everything, Grammy Jen. Okay, I'm gonna love being a Grammy, but I don't. I don't know if I'm ready to be called Grammy by everyone. It's kind of like, well, am I old now? I'm old now. I don't know. Um, but I can't wait to hear the little voice that says it. Oh my god, it's gonna be so precious. All right, how does your trip go to Texas? Good, safe, no problems, Gabriel said. I'm sorry about the shirt. I didn't realize that it was going to do that. Don't look. It's relief for me. Kelly. Jesus. There is some kind of imbalance in your body that's triggering like anxiety. I don't know if it's hormones, but there is something physical going on with you. It could be just magnesium, um, too much caffeine, something. Um, but I do feel that. It's like an almost anxiety attack. He's saying to sit in silence and to state the truth. Like it is, everything is okay. I am safe. Uh, Nothing bad is happening. Things like that. That's what Jesus just said. And then he just said the truth will set you free. It's all up here. There is a little bit of something going on physically that's making you feel that way, but it's not all of it. It's influence. The truth will set you free. Jessica K 8888. Will I be able to purchase a new car shortly? My tranny has gone out and the car's in. Oh, okay. Within a month or less. Yeah. GRP. Remember GRP? Hi, Jennifer. Will my ex husband, Jay, reach out to me after the RV for money? You guys, if you are also a monthly supporter and you want to do a Rumble rant to make sure your question gets read, just throw in like do the Rumble rant, but then throw in it's monthly supporters are shaded in pink. You have a little castle next to you. Um, just like type pick me or something. Okay. Well, my ex husband Jay reached out to me after the RV for money. Yeah, but not like for half or something. He wants you to buy him something. Like a car or a vehicle or something. I don't think he can ask for half of it. I think he wants you to buy him something. Sympathy. Hi, Jen. This is Bonnie S. My granddaughter Macy F. is going to school for a nurse practitioner as well as working as a nurse full time. She's under a lot of stress. Do you see her getting through the program? Macy. Yeah. Yeah. So she's the kind of, this is how it's going to be, is that when she starts working as a nurse, everybody's going to know that she's better than it, like the best one there. And she's humble, but she is. She's going to be really good at it. Sherry Banks. Hi, Jen. Do you see me staying where I am for purchasing a family compound? Yes. Nikki, 8844. Are my angels proud of me for what I did last week? Will there be movement from what I did? Very proud. Not right away, but there will. Hi, Jen. Julie Crawford here. My sister Crystal would like to know if our mom Janice Henry has any guidance she can give her currently. I assume that Janice is passed. Janice Henry for Crystal. She just needs to hang in there. Everything's going to be okay. Just do the best you can. That's what she said. Mo Tax Lady, Sharon B. here. I'm driving from Ohio to Missouri, a 10-hour trip by myself next month for my 60-year class reunion. You'll be fine. Absolutely fine. I see you getting there and back. You're okay. Hi, Jen. Whitney and Jeff got info on their home going into foreclosure. Do you see this actually happening? Bakemeyer. They do something to hold that off. You save them. Dave. Thank you, Dave. Vacation drinking fun starter, like the color on your fingernails. Thank you, Dave. That's a nice donation. Thank you. I don't usually go out and drink, but well, some like in Vegas or on vacation somewhere, I do when nothing's expected of me. Nobody wants me to drive or be psychic or do anything like that. Hi, Jen. Ken Edwards here. Will my twins, Kaylee, Emery, and Ryan, Jeff Coat, ever make up and speak again one day? 3 years now. That's going to need some kind of intervention. Now, this is where it's going to be okay to use money, all right? You're not controlling them and saying, you do what I say or you don't get any money and everything. What you're saying is, well, I would like. Your intentions are good. It's for them to get back together, to come to the table and discuss everything, okay? Now if you all attend and we have a nice little conversation, mommy's got presents, okay? Like a house. I'd do that. I would. Because my intentions are good. They're not bad. Okay. It's just basically I know that if they would sit down and stop being so damn stubborn, that they could probably work it out with a mediator like me in the middle. So I would do that. Good evening, Jen. My name is James B. What do you see me doing tomorrow? I don't think this is this. I think this isn't the same James B. I've known for years. Scooter Man, 65. I don't think so. What do I see you doing tomorrow? Oh, I don't know if I want to look, James B. I hope it's not a trap. Let me look. I don't know what you're doing. You're locking something up. I don't know if you're outside next to a car or a truck. I want to say you're preparing to go somewhere. Could be camping. Belfast girl, Jen, it's Jackie V here. Would question: Can you ask if the date I heard was Jesus or me? Thank you, love. Oh, you shared tonight. Jesus, that was you. He was trying to give you a date, and you inserted your own. See, that's what I'm talking about. It can happen at any time. That's why I look for the Gentile confirmations. As long as I've been doing this, um, it can happen at any time. Doesn't mean the next time you ask, you're not going to get the right answer. It just means at that time, maybe that question, especially for yourself personally, it's really hard to get information for yourself. I'm over here just winging it. You guys have me. I don't have anybody. I'm just over here winging it most of the time because the things that are really important that I want to ask for myself are just like I'm too emotionally involved. You know, my intuition is on point though in my own life. Like when the kids, something's coming with them, totally into that. Um, like I didn't know Faith was going to tell me she was pregnant, but the day before I knew I have to focus on family now. I can't mess around anymore. I got to focus on family now. And so I left the show and started doing my own show. And now, a day later, she's pregnant. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what that was about. You know, sometimes when I ask certain questions, it's really hard to hear the right answer. But I think that was you. Hi, Jen. Brenda M here. Does Jesus have a message for me? And I an M or a B? B. Jesus, you have a message for Brenda. You're a lucky girl, and I always have your back. I'm getting the sense that there's going to be some things that you're going to have to do, or that you're planning on doing that's going to take a lot of strength when this happens. Not a bad thing, okay? Jean, hi, this is Jean. Do you see me traveling to Hayden, Idaho on 7/31 through 8/4, or will the trip be canceled or postponed? Yep, you'll get there. It's not canceled. Dragon John, hi Jen. John here? Do you see me building a Jimmy John's and tropical smoothie cafe in the town I moved to? I'm not seeing the Jimmy John's franchise. I am seeing the tropical smoothie. Um, I do see that. Hi, Jen. This is Sharon A. I'm wondering if you see me renting or buying when I move next month. You're going to rent first and buy something shortly after. Hi, Jen. Karen J. here. Thank you for sharing. Can you tell me if my son Brian J. will leave his living arrangement situation and heal? If so, can you see when? So basically, you want him to leave her. I don't know if I'm going to get that information. He's not ready to leave. It's going to be a while. Nancy! Hi, Nancy! Hi, Jen. Nancy here. My sister-in-law, Debbie Franklin, heard someone call her name in the apartment. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear about. Can you give me any insights about this? Let's go see. Debbie Franklin, sister-in-law. That was somebody from home. That was a loved one from heaven. What I see is this almost like this opening of the veil all of a sudden, like a thin, like Swiss cheese, like it opened up just enough to be heard. Like they sent it on through, like this opening. That's cool. That was a loved one from home. It was not a ghost. What's going on with the energies? Everything. It's got to be what Jesus was talking about. Energetic shifts. We know that the shifts at certain times of year, the placement of the planet, usually in the fall and in the spring, will have a thinner veil and will have a lot of activity that you would not normally perceive. But there's something going on. I think the good guys are winning big time, and the bad guys are freaking out. And I think that the shift, the difference between those two polarities, is causing more paranormal activity. I've heard some weird stuff lately. Stuff that shouldn't be happening this time of year. Stuff I hear during the times of year when the veil is thin. Very interesting. Okay. We'll stop the rumble rants. It's 7:00. I think I'm just, before I lose my ability to speak or something. One NC Patriot, or yes, Patriot. You saw my cat Aurora giving birth to 7 or 8 kittens. She had 4. Well, maybe that's not my thing. She still looks pregnant, though. Does she have a very rare second litter coming? Oh. I don't know. Take her to the vet. That's definitely calls for a vet visit right there. Remember how I told you would lose one? I remember that. There's a couple in there. She need to take her to the vet and get them out. I don't know if naturally she'll just go ahead and have them like a second litter, but I don't think they're alive. Go find out. Sorry, Jen, this is the first rant. Please overlook the 5 rant. My question is, will I purchase a family compound or stay where I am? Both. You stay where you are for a while, and then later on you purchase family compound. Hi, Jen. Kim Edwards again. The reason I asked so much about the trip to Australia is because the Woolies party. It all goes well. Do you have an idea of when it will happen? Well, that depends on when the RV happens. And all I can do is tell you as of now. Australia party, Gabriel. Late August. As of now. Marilyn R. Will I purchase a home on the Cove Road, South Dennis, Massachusetts? Yes. Carolyn Sue. Hi, Jen. Carolyn here. Do you see me taking my son or daughter to the RV appointment? Son. Good evening, Jen. Love your wisdom. Lauren here. Lauren D. here. Do you still see me and my family moving to Arizona in October? Will my husband's family move with us? Gabriel, do I see that? You do. He said I do see that. Family? Not all, no. Um, okay, guys, I'm going to finish up the Rumble rants and go figure something out for dinner. Evening, Jen. Linda here. 2 weeks ago, you said my son Bryant wasn't getting a job he applied for. He got the rejection notice today. You said a better one is coming along. Do you see one? When and what kind? What kind is? I don't know. Um, it might be a month. It might be a month. Hi, Jen. Audra here. I have a family camping trip July 18th through the 25th in Utah. I've had a bad feeling about it. I don't. You gotta trust Mama's bad feelings. If you knew the mama I grew up with. How will it go? This is just fear. Um, I'm not gonna tell you not to listen to your intuition if you have a bad feeling. Um, if my mother called me today and said I need you to stay home for 6 days because or 7 days because I have a really bad feeling that if you leave, you're gonna get in an accident, I'll be like, I'm in. I'll stay home for 3 weeks if you want me to. My mother and her feelings. So, but as when I'm looking at it, I don't see anything terrible or tragic. Okay. Patrick B. Jean, monthly supporter. Hi, Jen. Barbara here. Love the frequency reading you did for me last Friday. Thank you. Can you tell me if there's a message from my parents, Dorothy and Hubert Thompson? Barbara. You're talking about how they got the message. Like as if they received something in the mail. That's how they're talking about it. I got the message. We got it. So I think they're hearing you. They know. And they love you. Jen. Bought more currency. Am I an M or B? Top side of the M. Triple. All right. Are we done? Dina. Hi, Jen. Dina here. Thank you for all you do. Will I be M, B, or BB? BB. Hi, Jen. Monthly supporter here. Sherry Perez in Florida. Do you see us buying a vacation home in Philly? Yes, but not right away. P Green Swim. Hi, Miss Magnificent. Well, thanks. T or double T? I think that might be a double T. Wow. Somebody's quite the collector. Pick me. Hi, Jen. Jane here. Do you still see me purchasing 57 Sea Castle and 142 Salt House Lane? Do I, Gabriel? Yes, I do. Dart Poet. Hi, Jen. Joshua V here. Does Jesus have a message for me? He's talking about going against the grain. Like you've always been criticized for being the one that went against the grain. Like took the the road less traveled. Don't worry about that. That's what you were supposed to do. That's what he's saying. Hi, Jen. It's Art. Presently, my $2, Janice and Catherine are not talking to me. However, do you see them with my son and I helping with humanitarian projects in the future? I do see one of them helping. One of them really doesn't want to be involved. Michelle here. I'm trying to find a way to connect with the 12-year-old to get her out of the phone, and building conference in something. What? Out of the phone and building confidence in something. Sports, music. What do you see Celia excelling at? Okay, so Michelle, we want to know what Celia, 12-year-old Cecilia, writing. Writing. She's a writer, and it's either art or theater. Because I'm seeing theater and writing. Maybe it's screenplays. Cool. Do that. Get her into that. Marcy, everybody's saying pick me because I told them to if they were also a monthly supporter. And they did a Rumble rant so that I could choose when I scroll. All right, let's see if we're done here. I hope you guys have all stopped the Rumble rants. I gotta get going here. Sharon H91. Hi, Jen. Last week a bird flew at my face through a window in my office. Any messages for that? That is why does that happen? Like, it's gotta be. Pay attention. Pay attention. That might have been for that day. Pay attention. Hi, Jen. Denise Cox here. Do we move to Indiana? And if so, when? Denise Cox. $4 months? Yes. Okay, anybody that I missed a Rebel rant for, same rule. We're gonna email me and just come on, please be honest, people. It's funny. I don't remember missing like 20 Rumble rants when the emails come in, but let's be honest here. Email, not monthly supporters or people who just ask questions. It's got the Rumble rants, like when you put money on there, and I didn't do it. I want to get your question answered, so you can email me for that. Okay, now we're going to give away a 15-minute rapid fire reading. And I'm going to scroll and point with the pen. Okay, so that I don't. All right. Is everybody ready? Okay. And the winner is Danae. Just Danae. Denae. Thanks for everything, Jen. How far do you see me going to my RV appointment? That Danae. That is your screen name. I need you to email me at that email address right there, and I will get you scheduled. And I'm going to fit you in before or after hours, so you don't have to wait a long time. Denae. Danae, you are a winner. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I want to thank the mods for keeping, you guys are so good at it. You do such a good job, Marcy and Gina and Scott. Thanks everyone for being with me tonight. It looks like we're still good. Keep an eye out for any more Gentile confirms. I'm going to be back on Thursday. If I still have any energy left in me, I'm going to be back on Thursday. And I'll try to get I'll try to do another meditation. I do have a really full day. I'll go in for a few minutes, see what I can get. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. That's a big one. Full day. Okay. Love you guys. Stay positive. All right. Have a wonderful evening.